Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. Today is October 9th, 2025, and we're doing a sewer scope here at 535 Wilmington Ave. We have the camera pushed out 103 feet to the city connection. Now we're going to record it and pull it back and see what we find. So that first connection point is called the nose on. That's where it goes from the lateral line into the main city line. Looks like you have a pretty decent size offset there. You can see that kind of lip, and as I look at it closer, I think you have a break. Right hand side, as I flash my light, watch the right hand side, and you'll kind of see that break on the middle of the right side of the pipe. The only way to fix something like that would be to dig it up and do a spot repair. And that's where it goes into the city line, which is in the street. So probably one of the worst spots that you would need to dig up, because that's under the asphalt. And so that generally costs a lot more than if you're just digging up the lawn or something like that. So far it looks like you have good grade. There's some roots, also another offset. I'd recommend that be cleaned out before they get bigger and create a blockage. It's hard to predict whether that broken section will cause issues. I mean, if that line collapses, that would likely cause an immediate backup, first day or two. Once the line fills up, it's coming inside. It's also possible that it could hold like that for decades and you would never know it's there. Definitely some debris through here. First step with all this debris, there's a lot more roots. First step would be to hydrojet it out. That way it's nice and clean. You can also scope it again and you'd have a better idea of what's going on once it's been cleaned. We've already found some pretty important items, even with the debris in the line. Notably that broken piece, and then now we're starting to see some more offsets where you can see the shoulder of the pipe. That's a spot where waste could get stuck and create a blockage. More roots through here. So more reason to have it cleaned. Quite a bit of buildup through here, also a lot more roots. And with this buildup, it's harder to see what's going on. I mean, that part of the pipe is being blocked by, I'd say 70% of the pipe is blocked. Sometimes those roots are like a curtain where waste can kind of pass through it, but sometimes they're solid and it doesn't take much to block them. I'm starting to go under some standing water, 26 feet out. There's a good chance that's under the house. Underwater again. So the tough thing with this standing water is that we'll see how much further we get before it turns, but we're 20 feet out. That includes the section where it goes down the roof stack, and so I think that's probably under the house. And when it's flat like that under the house, the only way to get to it is to dig it up and re-slope it, and so that's also not a good spot to need to do a repair. If it goes out the side of the house, then they would also be under the neighbor's driveway, so that's also not a great spot. But this is cast iron, cast iron gets rough and rusty and will eventually need to be replaced. I would recommend having this line cleaned, and then certainly having the insurance on this line if you don't proactively dig it up. If you really don't want to have issues, then it'd be a good option to dig it up, repair the broken piece, repair the areas that have bad grade, repair the offsets. I mean, that's basically a new line. If you're a little more risk tolerant, I would clean it and then get the insurance, but that's definitely more risk because you could have issues in the future where you are forced to replace it, you know, if that broken piece collapses or if you keep getting backups because of the belly. But kind of hard to predict. Some people have bellies and don't have issues. Other people have ongoing problems. I'm going to end this recording now.